Catus Maximus here. This time doing a quick review. I still have the flu. This will actually be a quick review of the PocketMonkey credit card size multi-tool. This is kind of a funky thing. This was actually at a thrift store in the package, and obviously whoever received it as a gift wasn't too impressed by it. I think it's a kind of an interesting idea. I've always kind of thought that these multi-tools that fit in your wallet, like a credit card, were intrinsically a good idea because a lot of people don't like bulky things hanging off their keychain, but do like having little utility tools. This one, they try to put a whole bunch of different features on it. Some of them are more gimmicky than others, such as this headphone thing where you're supposed to wrap your headphones around it. This little wavy part where you're actually supposed to take and the waviness causes the credit card to be rigid so you can use it like a phone stand. And I don't think that's the worst idea, but I don't know how often somebody may use it for that purpose. But it is entirely possible. They have this little hook area here, which is actually for grabbing behind door. They advertise as grabbing behind the door closers or interior doors to be able to pop them open, which I thought was kind of an interesting feature to have a door bypass tool. That would be for doors that don't have the extra little finger that prevents the bolt from being mechanically bypassed. But I thought that was kind of odd. They have these little stamped down tips right here for very small and medium-sized slot heads. And then they have this little piece right here that's supposed to be for a Phillips head. This apple shape here is for is a bottle opener. And so I'm just putting this along with my other collection of bottle openers. A little ruler. They have this little hook here, which they advertise as an orange peeler. And I thought that was pretty esoteric, but why not? I just thought that they kind of added some really odd features because they had a hard time thinking of really what they would put on this. It is stainless steel. It is hardened stainless steel. They don't advertise what grade of stainless steel it is, and there's 150 plus grades of stainless steel. It does seem pretty rigid, even though, you know, it's pretty thin, maybe a 1/16 of an inch. So it's not going to be super rigid, but the bottle opener portion does work pretty well. They also have this little step section here for driving bolts, but since it is stainless steel, and stainless is even hardened, the very hardest grades of stainless steel are still softer than most tool steels. And so using this for, say, a bicycle or something like that, more than likely, it's not going to work at all because all the force is being held just by this thin beam, and it's just going to bend out. I'm not even going to attempt to demonstrate it because it's really just so thin that this would only ever really just snug up a fastener that's already loose. But you're not going to be breaking any bolts with this. It would just strip it out and push this little thin piece of webbing out of the way, bending it and permanently ruining it. They have a little laser etched ruler, which is kind of odd. This letter thing, so they also advertise this door bypass tool as also being a letter opener, and actually it would probably work better as that because this finger will get into the top of the letter and then allow you to zip it open, and I think that's actually a pretty good idea. It's made by Zuality Tools, and it is American made. They have this little weird thing where this is the monkey head, and then this kind of represents the body, and I guess this is the belly button, so I think that's a little gimmicky because they include this whole monkey head thing on it, and it doesn't really serve any purpose. And then they have these little icons to help kind of remind you, and then they have a little legend here right on the back of the package. I'm not exactly sure what these cost online. I think they're about $5, and you know, for what you're getting, I think they're okay, but kind of gimmicky. Really, this is kind of more of a $2 item, and if you just kind of like collecting these oddball tools. Anyway, I just wanted to put in my 2 cents on this weird little PocketMonkey credit card size multi-tool. And hopefully I'm not too wrong about the price because they're charging like $10 or something or more for this, even though it is made in America. It literally is a stamped piece of sheet metal with some laser etching on it. Other than that, you know, it's pretty high quality. It is straight, and they did do some deburring, so these back edges here are not sharp. You're not going to get cut by it, and so I do appreciate that. It looks like they did at least put a little bit of effort into tumbling it. And then they did do a little bit more effort with this grinding, although you can set up stamping dies to create these types of champers right during the stamping process. Anyway, on this package, the label was kind of torn up since I did find this at a thrift store, so That's the last part of the UPC symbol, but they actually don't have a part number on this thing, which I think is just a little bit odd. It could be hiding under the stick-on label, but it's just not obvious on the package. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody watching and subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to the Catus Maximus channel. Until next time, Catus Maximus out.